Hello everybody, today we are going to be looking at a design that I made for Melon and Pumpkin Automatic Farm. So the reason for which I made this was because, well, we all know that this doesn't work, right? It's like the observer does not detect this plant changing state, although it does detect it growing, which is kind of weird. But this design right here, it works, although when you want to make hundreds of these, it gets expensive really fast. So, you see, it works a charm all the time, and I wanted to, in my survival world, to have about, not that much, like 96 plants at once, and that wouldn't cut it. So I was like, what if instead of using using it to complete the circuit, I detect block updates. And another way of doing that, which I used to use a lot before observers came out, was with redstone torches. So as you can see, when the plant grows, the redstone torch detects it, creating a torch, resetting the torch burnout, and it activates the piston in the process. And this is a much cheaper solution than this, and it is actually even cheaper than just using an observer. So this is actually cheaper than this, although it is slightly bigger, which is the inconvenient part of this. So I took this idea here and I made a couple of different designs, and in the end this is what I finished with. So I know a lot of you are just going to click away, but no, please keep watching because I have some important things to share. And I suggest that you use this method right here instead of using hopper minecarts, because even though the hopper minecart will pick up every single block, the hopper minecart can despawn, and that is a problem that I have on my survival world with my sugarcane farm. So, if you don't care, oh yeah, I don't think they'll despawn, just go ahead, do it. It's a free country. But I'm warning you. I also was like, please, what are the odds of them despawning? And actually fairly high. I've had to replace in like the past week probably about 5 or 6 hopper minecarts in my sugarcane farm because they despawn. So if you're going to build a sugarcane farm and going to do a lot of AFKing, I really suggest you build this design right here. Now, in case you're curious, this works on every version of Minecraft. On Java Edition, the problem is with this design is that the pistons will rapid fire because you can send a 1-tick pulse through pistons, and in Bedrock Edition, that is something you cannot do. But anyways, let's get started with the tutorial for this design. Now, for this design, you're going to need hoppers, a light source, because if you're building this underground, you want to make sure that your pumpkins are growing in a space in which the light source is of 9 or more, because they won't grow. I learned that the hard way in my survival world. My entire base is underground, so that's a problem. So yeah, so you're gonna need solid blocks, a lot of dirt, a lot of seeds, pistons, redstone torches, redstone, hoppers, and preferably glass to encase it. And I'll explain why in a second. And also chests. Chests are very important. Now, to start off, you're going to want to do this pattern right here. Doesn't have to be light source block, but I suggest putting one at least every 2 blocks so it looks nice. But this is what I did on my survival world. But with glowstone, no, I do not have a guardian farm. So plant your seeds right there. Once that is done, place blocks here. redstone torches on top of the pistons. Cover it up with dirt. And place redstone on top of these blocks. So if the block has a piston underneath it, put some redstone dust on top of it. Okay, so that should be it done. Once you have placed in everything, you can put hoppers around here, but I'd suggest just putting some glass there because it's cheaper than getting a hopper. Now, as you saw, this design is stackable, and to do that, you just place pistons on top of this redstone dust. Again, put blocks here. Well, you actually don't need blocks there, but it just looks much, much prettier. Plant your seeds on those blocks. Put more blocks on top of the pistons. Put more dirt on top of it. Oh yeah, and also the reason for which I really suggest putting dirt is in case you want to expand it in the future, because that way all you need to do is just, well, as you saw what I did was that I put dirt here, knowing that I was going to show you how to stack it up. So yeah, just put dirt at the top. I really suggest it, because if you want to expand it in the future, it's a lot easier than having to remove all the dirt, remove all the blocks, and then putting dirt. So once that's done, instead of adding a line of hoppers like this, which would get expensive really fast, what you do is that instead you add glass around. You add glass around the build like this. Not only does it make it look very nice, but also glass is one of the easiest things to get, because you just get sand, then you smelt it, and if you have a super smelter, it's really easy to do. So this would actually be it completed. That's the tutorial. Now this design is super simple. This alone, for the average player, would be more than enough in your survival world. It would probably take you about 10 minutes to build it in your survival world at most. If you want to include getting all the stuff, maybe about an hour. But if you have an iron farm, it shouldn't take long. Anyways, that's it for the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!